From the schoolyard to the stadium, Aon has been helping Kiwis strive for sporting success on a local, regional and national level for over 20 years. We're proud to support New Zealand's sporting organisations and communities up and down the country. As New Zealand's leading insurance broker, we can also support you when it comes to your insurance with expert advice and local service. From quote to claim management, we're with you every step of the way. Talk to your local Aon insurance broker today.
Welcome back to the Scarbro Tennis Centre in Auckland. It's time for the women's singles final in the Kiwi Money tournament between the surprise package, Sarah Wardenburg, the 22-year-old, and Vivian Yang, the 15-year-old who upset the top seed, Jade Lewis, in the semi-finals. Wardenburg upset the second seed, Sarah Weekly, in a lengthy semi-final, 6-3, 4-6, 6-2. She's had about an hour's rest ahead of this match, the final. Certainly, Vivian Yang finished a lot earlier in her straight sets win. Pretty convincing too, 4-1 over the top seed. An impressive performance from Vivian Yang earlier on. Sarah Wardenburg, who went through the college system in the US, firstly at ASA in Miami and then at LSU in Fort Lauderdale, where she achieved her success as a doubles player. She was playing number 4 singles in doubles though, teamed up with a player from Honduras, Natalie Espinal, and they became the number 1 ranked US collegiate doubles champion in NCAA Division 2. So clearly Finn Tierney, who joins me in commentary, I expect to see some pretty sharp work at the net from Sarah Wardenburg today.
Yeah, absolutely, Matt. It'll be interesting to see if Viv can pin her back with her big, powerful shots from inside the baseline like she did to Jade Lewis. But undoubtedly, Sarah's got some really good experience playing all those tough college matches, and Viv obviously a youngster, but rising through the ranks pretty quickly, especially if she plays like she did against Jade. So it'll be an intriguing one.
Sarah said to me, I just spoke to her a few minutes before the match really, and she just indicated that she would love to go out and play on the circuit, but doubles is where she sees her future at, and maybe teaming up with someone like an Erin Routliffe and giving it a crack overseas as she gets ready to get this match underway. And it's a really distinctive style. I'll let you two elaborate, but we noted when she was playing in her semi-final against Sarah Weekly, she has this propensity to literally play just about everything with a slice, forehands, backhands.
Yeah, it's strange because in the warm-up she plays topspin off both sides and a really nice fluid technique, but she opts for the slice off both sides, it seems. But you can see she's got a really nice service action. You can, no wonder why she had some good double success. We'll see how Viv handles her slice.
Well, he miscued backhand there, and it's 30-15 to Wardenburg. Opening service game. She hasn't dropped a set. In fact, apart from that semi-final, she played 3 matches yesterday. Over Amy Brown, 6-2, 6-2. Then over Stella Cliff, the 8th seed, 4-4. Then Jade Otway, the 4th seed, 7-6, 6-1. So 3 matches yesterday. That's called good, that serve. So she moves to 40-15, the opening game. So keeping.
Oh, that's a great pickup.
Yeah, good start for the 22-year-old Sarah Wardenburg. She takes the opening game.
Evident from the start, Matt, with good serves and really nice hands around the net there. There is a player on the WTA tour, well, there's a few of them that slice often. I know Monica Niculescu from Romania, she slices over 90% I would say, of her forehand. So seen it before, and I'm sure it's going to cause plenty of problems to Viv.
Yeah, so I'm sure this is probably the first time these two have played. Might take, always when you come up against maybe a different style too, it takes you sometimes a while to just work it out.
Definitely.
A lot to think of, and just to update you too, the second of the men's semi-finals is still going. Ajit Rai, of course, through to the final pretty convincingly, but I think we may be into a third set.
Yeah, I think that was the first point of the third set over there.
So, yeah, Alex Kuncharov fighting back after losing the first set to Isaac Beecroft, starting at a cider on court 2. It's a good start too for Vivian Yang, the lefty, as she classic 1-2 punch, short 1-2 put away. It was an impressive performance. I know you were alongside me in the commentary box for a match against Jade Lewis. She really showed some of her undoubted potential.
Yeah, I mean, the serve first ball, like we've already seen in this service game, was fantastic against Jade Lewis. She did. And the amount of points she won with when she had both feet inside the baseline and penetrating and running Jade was great to watch, and definitely the brand of tennis that Viv wants to try and install throughout her career.
This double of the match.
Who have you got for the French, Matt?
Yeah, Rafa. I just can't bet against him because every time I've been in the stadium there over the years, he's basically won since. Apart from Federer. Well, it should come back to that.
There we go again.
Yeah, lovely.
Serve first ball.
Yep, lovely forehand to bring up game point. Yeah, no, I've seen Wawrinka and I've seen Djokovic win there as well, but but by and large, Rafa wins. He's always the favourite. I think whenever he plays there, he's the favourite. That'll give him a bit of food for thought, but he tends to have won most years. He's lost a match in a row. I still expect him to be there or thereabouts. The other guy, I think, my second favourite would probably be Team.
Yep.
He's been in the last two finals, and the confidence he'll get from having won the US Open, although he's just going to be a bit underdone on the clay having not played leading in.
He will be. It'll be interesting to see how he sort of handled it mentally from, the high from Flushing Meadows going into a slam where he's done so well with even increased expectation on him.
1-1 here.
Let that one drop a little bit there. Viv did.
So she's not going to have the pace coming on like the different type of game from Jade Lewis. She's going to have to generate her own pace, isn't she, Vivian?
Yeah, absolutely. Again, there was times where Jade was chipping that forehand and I felt like she handled it pretty well. To Viv's credit. And there you see, stepping up, 2 feet inside the baseline, really quick up to that ball, just drives it across court. 15-0. Great serve. It's a really nice, smooth motion. Pretty effortless.
It's definitely going to be a key for Sarah Wardenburg. I do fancy Vivian Yang, from the back of the court with her array of ground strokes, her aggression. She's going to want to quicken the points, I'm sure, Wardenburg today. Especially after coming off a long 2.5-hour match a bit earlier on too.
Great shot by Viv.
Yeah, if the first serve was good, the second serve, well, they just set up for Yang to attack. Yang in the first match defeated Emma Anderson, Love and Love. Sometimes she can't make the volley, and it's the first break point of the match for Vivian Yang. In the second round, she had a really tough match against Shona Nakano. 5-7, 6-4, 6-3. There it is, the early break of serve for Vivian Yang to make a great start to this women's final. She breaks the serve of Sarah Wardenburg in the third game. Who have you got for the French?
Oh, it's hard to go past. It's hard to go past Rafa, isn't it? But
I've gone for Harlep again in the women's after
Have you?
not like you didn't win last year. Obviously, Barty's not there.
yep.
Osaka's not there.
Osaka's not playing the French.
No, she's
Right.
pulled out, citing a tight hamstring. But I wouldn't be so sure about that reasoning. But anyway, no, she's out too. So they're the two main women who are out.
Yep.
Everyone else is kind of there. So, yeah, so we'll see. Barty's playing in the final in Rome. Muguruza. She's also a former French Open champion.
Yep.
In fact,
she
they've both won Roland Garros and Wimbledon.
She's been missing the last few years a little bit, Muguruza. I feel
Inconsistent,
like.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I think it will be hard to go past Rafa and Djokovic.
Djokovic, you cannot. You cannot.
Team has a puncher's chance always.
They're the three names. So it would be a major shock if anyone other than those three win. So Vivian Yang then serving with that break in the opening set at 2-1. So double fault, second of the match for Yang.
I felt like she served really well against Jade. Numerous times where she was down break point where she hit an ace or an unreturnable. She was using a slider out wide really effectively to open up the court. It'll be interesting to see what serve she opts with in this match. There's the slider.
She puts that away too. Margin for error on that put away. She certainly unleashed, but that's just the pressure that she's going to be able to put on her opponent. It's just really unusual to see someone just literally swatting the ball back with a slice on just about every shot.
Yeah.
It's almost like she's got to just maintain her composure, doesn't she? Because she's going to get a lot of short balls that you just should make, you should put away. You know, you shouldn't give your opponent another shot at it.
Yeah, and where Viv's going to be really effective is she is a ball striker. She doesn't need to go for the line and play crazy margins to win this match. She just needs to be.
Changed thing up there on the first serve, went out wide and served aim for a slider out wide. And execute, second serve. So she moves to 40-15. Does Vivian Yang. This match struggling to get going at the moment in terms of any meaningful rallies.
Got very, very contrasting styles. It's quite incredible to see the pace, the difference in pace off the racket.
And that is what I mentioned earlier. That's what you just got to adjust to, and you can struggle with it, can't you? Because
Definitely.
that ball just came back so slow, and she made an unforced error off the backhand into the net. 40-30. She's made it.
The back of the line.
Oh, right on the line. And Vivian Yang has held serve. She's consolidated for a 3-1 lead in the final over Sarah Wardenburg. Loose forehand there from Yang, looking to finish the point early. A swinging forehand volley. It's 15 love.
Like I mentioned in the last match against Jade, I do feel like it sends the right message from Viv. Sarah's going to have that in the back of her mind, knowing every time she hits a second serve, and Viv's going to be all over it.
Yeah, that's just easy pickings. Meat and drink for Vivian Yang. Clearly, Wardenburg is going to have to get a high percentage of first serves in.
Beautiful serve technique. I'd love to see her mix in use a bit of a doubles ability and mix in a bit of serve and volley. Throw a bit of rhythm. Viv rhythm off a bit.
She's a little bit erratic at the moment, Vivian Yang. She is up a break, but Wardenburg to 40-15, looking to get to 2-3. Well, intelligent play from Sarah Wardenburg. She holds, but it's Vivian Yang, the 15-year-old Kiwi, with the break in the first set, leading by 3 games to 2. Coached by Matt Alexander.
Yeah, they've been working together for, say, 18 months maybe now, or maybe more. And from what I'm seeing, she's made some good improvements. Matt, a very ultra professional coach, keep the standards high. I had a chat to him before, and he had multiple sheets of paper, statting and writing things down. He's onto it, Matt.
Time the high quality, you'd say, men's semi-final is underway in court number 2. They're well into the 3rd set now.
It's getting pretty physical out there.
Yeah, G. Rye will be sitting back, just sort of probably watching this match, I think, and be in very good shape. Probably a warm favourite for the final, which we'll have for you this afternoon after this. There's Vivian Yang at 15 love.
Great slider down the tee there.
By 3 games to 2 in the first set. Many tournaments, so crucial really for the players to be able to have competitive tennis, and able to travel and play on ITF circuits. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic.
Pretty awesome result for Tennis New Zealand to get three J5 ITFs over the line.
Yeah. You're showing a keen interest. You're hitting with any players, working with any players involved, or?
Yeah, I mean, obviously doing some hitting with Sasha Satui,
yeah.
who's got it's a big opportunity for her the next 3 weeks. She's seeded quite highly, I think, and she's playing really well. Obviously, yeah. Viv is playing, and I think she'll be the top seed. But yeah, I always keep my eye on the results. And I like following the younger players. Chip and charge there from Sarah, brings the error from Viv. Again, it's just something different. Viv, especially playing a lot of junior tennis, she just won't be used to seeing a girl mixing it up, serving, volleying, chipping short, playing a short volley, back and behind her, things like that. It'll be I think I did see a coach warming her up for this match, chipping, slicing a few balls.
Yes, it's really, just really fascinating to watch, isn't it? I mean, it's literally a scrambling kind of a match. She plays a scrambling match, just scrambles balls back, make you hit one more ball, get it back, but it's not an offensive play unless she's serving and can get a good first serve in.
She's got good, great hands though to be able to control it, especially on defense. She slices that ball. She can get it deep, and great shot from Viv.
And she's a game point for 4-2.
Great tennis. She likes that forehand down the line.
And she holds and consolidates as Vivian Yang. Moves to 4-2 in the opening set. Match in progress, just over 20 minutes. It'd be quite hard, I think, to have, if you're coming up against this sort of style of player for the first time, just having patience to know the right ball to really attack. That time we saw Yang just try and have a return of service winner. Finish the point early. Deep second serve from Wardenburg. He's got her collegiate degree in sports management and psychology. Graduated, and he's going to play Carabao for the Montpellier, I should say, women's team.
Who's the favourite for the women's? Carabao, there. Any early favourites? I know Sunny Hills have traditionally had a pretty strong team.
A huge serve. Oh, it's a wild forehand from Vivian Yang. Wardenburg now, in fact, at scoring slightly askew. It's 40-30. Oh, just made it right on the line. To get back to deuce. So Wardenburg really can't afford to go down a double break in this first set. That would help. The ace down the tee.
It looked long there to me. Not sure what you thought of that one, Matt, but
yeah, it's hard to tell from this end, but
right,
that
so
looked good. That was
that was
a
right on the
superb piece of serving there from Sarah Wardenburg. And she holds, but Vivian Yang with the breaker serve come out to serve very soon at 4-3 in the opening set of the final. Live coverage on Sky Sport Next. Matt Brown alongside Finn Tierney. The Kiwi Money Tournament here in Auckland. Men's final featuring Ajit Rai, the top seed, and one of either Isaac Beecroft or Alex Klincharov to follow a little bit later this afternoon. So Vivian Yang with the break, coming out to serve at 4-3 in the opening set.
great pass by Viv there.
Yeah, lovely. From the 15-year-old. Sort of chipping the ball into the corner and giving her plenty of time, though, to set for that pass.
Chip and charge. Like I said before, there have been many times where Viv's faced that in her young career. Oh, certain volley from Viv.
Now, it drops on her. She does not get down to pick it up, so 15 all. But a good tactic to just mix it up a little bit too, keep your opponent guessing.
Definitely.
Right, superb hands. Wonderful drop volley. Touch volley from Sarah Wardenburg. Now there's a little hint of an opening at 15:30. Serving and volleying, you know your opponent's not going to hit a top spin screamer past you, so you're slicing it back. I mean, it's a good tactic.
Yeah. One thing Sarah does well is she understands the game in terms of when her opponent's coming in. She gets that ball low.
Yeah.
She's got good feel from the back of the court. Get the ball good depth.
Terrific forehand winner though from Vivian Yang. Sends it in behind Wardenburg, and it's 30 all.
Just push that just wide.
Well, gives Wardenburg a break point chance. Next serve to get back on serve at 4 all if she can convert. Easy in the end for Vivian Yang. Wardenburg not able to do enough on her backhand. So the break point is saved. They're back at deuce.
I feel like the whole day, Matt, Viv's been really aggressive and played some clutch tennis to save a bunch of break points so far. Semi-final was no different.
It's just drifted long, so a game point now for 5-3 for Vivian Yang. She's stepping out wide for the serve.
Oh, fantastic
executed
serve.
To perfection to hold. That's a clutch hold for Vivian Yang, and she moves to within one game of taking the first set.
Landed well into court too. It was half up the box sort of serve.
Any indication as to who's in front in that third set?
I think Alex is up at least one break. I think it might be 4-1. Great serve. Wow.
Is starting to step it up on serve here. Ace that time from Wardenburg.
She tends to favour a wide serve on the juice court from what I've seen so far, Sarah Wardenburg. So it might have to take a step over there, cover that one.
Good tracking back, but too much in the end for Yang. Wardenburg to 30 love. Serving to stay in the opening set. Oh, slides in. That is another lovely serve.
That's what happens when you take a step over, I suppose. Great serve.
Too big. She holds to love to Sarah Wardenburg. And after the change of ends, Vivian Yang will come out to serve for the first set at 5-4.
So Matt, Medvedev getting his first clay court campaign underway in Hamburg next week. No Rafa there. Thought maybe he would play a couple of events before the French, considering he hasn't had any tennis, but not as young as he once was, I suppose.
He doesn't also want to travel too. All accounts, he's kind of like, the whole virus is really sort of, you know, there was even I don't think there was ever a genuine question mark about him not playing Roland Garros, but certainly I was a little bit surprised actually when he showed up for the Rome Masters. I wasn't 100% sure whether he'd play, just with his, you know, he was sort of home in Mallorca, not really going out anywhere. Yeah. So, but yeah, I think that would be a factor, just going to another city, another country, although Germany, from all accounts, a lot better off than France. France had 14,000 cases today, their record. But they're still, supposedly at this stage, going to have a crowd of 5,000 on centre court.
Really?
At the tennis 15,000 seat court, they're going to have up to 5,000. They were going to have 11,000 on the two show courts, but now they've given up on that. And I do suspect by the time the tournament starts on this time Sunday night, that they'll be down to, there'll be no fans. I cannot see it, given what's happening with the virus. And all the players have to stay in just 2 hotels there now. Mike Venus normally rents an apartment about a 10-minute walk from the site, and all the players do tend to stay in apartments. They, you know, it's a really nice sort of area near the tennis there, and it's. But now they're all in 2 official hotels, including someone like Serena Williams, who owns her own apartment. You know, some of the top players not too happy about it, but that's what I guess you got to do. You got to be in a sort of a bubble, don't you? So it's Vivian Yang serving for the first set, and making a good start too. 30 love. 15 all.
She missed the first drop shot in the first. Cheap miss there from Sarah at love 15.
That's a fault. Yes, just wide. So double fault and little opening again. She had a break point in the last game on Vivian Yang's serve. She played a couple of terrific points to hold. Opening here at 15:30. Now the swing point at 30 all. Oh, that brings up a break point. The unforced error of the forehand, and Vivian Yang knows it. She's handed an opportunity here for Sarah Wardenburg.
Opting with standing well out wide again. Great slider. It's fantastic.
Yeah, Wardenburg anticipated it, but couldn't execute to save the break point. Terrific play from Vivian Yang.
She's struggling with the lack of pace that Sarah's giving her. Losing her feet a bit. Stepping far enough into the court. See, oh, she's opted with the slider wide, I assume, again.
Misses it this time though. So second serve. Oh, she's missed it in the break of serve. Back on serve in the final. And it's 5 games all. Wardenburg getting a little bit lucky with that net cord. She's tracking back. And visibly frustrated. Now Wardenburg right back in it. Playing the ITF rules now, there's no let play on. Do you like that rule?
We played it in college. It's okay. I mean, in college it's necessary because it's so competitive. People call lets to, you know, if someone had an ace, they just call a let, and there was no way of really proving it. So it's pretty interesting. It all depends if it's. I like it when I hit a serve and it just drops over.
Terrific first serving here in this game for Sarah Wardenburg, who's looking to turn this set around from 5-3 to 6-5 if she can hold here at 40 love. Frustration. Vivian Yang as Wardenburg holds to love and moves to 6 games to 5 in the opening set.
I feel like this match is really going to test Viv mentally. I mean, she was up controlling it, and it's just tough playing someone that doesn't give you any pace but then serves well and jags a few balls back.
So now the pressure goes on to Vivian Yang, who is coming out to serve to stay in the first set after serving forward in her last service game. Looking to take it to a tiebreaker. You know, you just do wonder that she's got to be, if she's slicing that return, she's got to hit it lower and deeper, doesn't she? I mean, it's almost like, it's all right. I think there's nothing wrong with playing that way, but you've got to be more accurate. And there's too many are just sort of sitting up and are short, and
yeah,
you know, you got to be putting pressure on Yang.
Look, I think she moves up the levels and plays more experienced, better players. They'll deal with that.
They'll
ball.
do that.
Yeah, they'll do that. And but you know, look, it seems to be working now. Doesn't want to change a winning formula, I suppose, but I'd love to see Sarah, like I said, use her serve and volley a bit more. She seems to have great hands around the net. Very good first serve. Oh, that's fantastic hands.
Probably the shot of the match right there. The court coverage, superb from Sarah Wardenburg. Anticipated and reached, and to be able to take the pace off the ball like that was wonderful stuff. So 30-15.
Great serve by Viv.
Could be hitting for our first tiebreaker on centre court this tournament.
Great change up. She's been using that slider wide a lot on the ad. Big point, right down the tee. Again, she's just struggling with her feet on the no pace. She's kind of stopping and setting a little bit early. She needs to get a few more steps in there. Use the ground for a bit more energy. It's a completely different ball. It's interesting when players are given absolutely no pace and they have to generate themselves. I think there's a great ball striker. She's even better ball striker when the ball's coming on. So again, it'll be a real test for her out here today.
And again, struggling again with that pace and the accuracy there off the ground from Wardenburg, and it tightens up again at deuce. Oh, terrific shot, backhand cross-court winner to bring up the game point for Yang. Dictating the play in that rally. She holds, so we have a tiebreaker to decide the first set.
get back quite quick enough for that one. Again, Sarah doing a good job of changing up the pace, changing up the pattern of play.
Meantime, the men's semi-final still going on. It's been, what, 2.5 hours plus now.
I think Isaac's serving to stay in the match here.
Keep you updated with that one here in the tiebreaker. It is 1-1.
She moves pretty well. She moves well. Sarah does.
Great angle on that approach, though, from Vivian Yang. And she moves in front. On serve in the breaker.
Great shot by Viv.
Outside of the line, and there is the mini break for Vivian Yang. It's interesting just watching Sarah play, and a couple of times here you think, gosh, if only she'd unleash her like she did in the warm-up, a top
ripping
forehand.
Be super effective after a serve, like on that ball.
Oh, terrific stuff from Vivian Yang, and the frustration from Sarah Wardenburg as Yang rifles another forehand winner away to move out to 4 points to 1 and 2 service points to come.
Oh, great hands by Viv there.
Yeah, she's played 3 terrific points in a row here to move to 5-1.
Got to change ends here. I'm not sure if
they realise it is 5 points to 1. Yeah, and now the umpire is saying change ends.
When's the Fed Cup, man?
I don't know. It's now the Billie Jean King Cup.
Right.
That's what it's been.
I suppose
called
dates.
To, but I
dates
think,
are all up in the air.
Yeah, everything's up in the air for next season.
Yep.
Seen any announcements?
Very aggressive play from Viv.
Starting to find her range now and reading a lot more of those short balls, just being more accurate. She's got 5 first set points, has Vivian Yang at 6-1.
Score confusion going on out here, I think. Serve by Sarah. Yeah, I think Viv just understanding what she needs to do a little bit more now. She's reading the play a bit better and picking her margins and picking her times to be aggressive.
Oh, she's missed it. And there is the first set. And it goes the way of Vivian Yang in a tiebreaker, taking it 7 points to 2. And I think too, mentally, the challenge now for Sarah Wardenburg would be, you know, like I've just played 3 sets earlier, long match. You've just lost the first set. You know, if you want to win, you've got to play another 2.
Yeah.
That's going to be tough.
Yeah.
It's probably crucial to get that opener. We'll see if she can come back. But Vivian Yang, the 15-year-old, certainly will be growing a lot, learning a lot from these last couple of days and how she's approached the tournament, how she's played out there. She certainly played with a lot of confidence, a little bit of frustration at times, but...
Yeah. No, Viv, today she's come through some really, and I'm sure the match against Shona as well, she's come through some really challenging situations where she's been up and their opponents come back, and also when she's been down and multiple break points in a row and fought back to hold, so in crucial moments, so it's great to see.
First set, just about 45 minutes. So the players coming out. Start of the second set. And it will be Sarah Wardenburg to serve. No, apologies, it's Vivian Yang to serve.
Great aggressive tennis by Viv. Good start to the set.
Meantime, it's still going on. I think last time we spoke about the match on court 2, the semi-final, it was Isaac Beecroft serving to stay in the match. Well, he obviously held because Alex Kuncharov is serving at the moment.
I think it was just a match point there for Alex. I think it's serving at deuce now. Looks pretty tense out there.
Double fault, and it's 15-all. Opening game of the second set, the first set, if you have just joined us. Going the way of Vivian Yang after she'd served for it at 5-3, eventually winning in a tie-break, 7 points to 2. That's the women's singles final at the first of the Kiwi money tournaments out here in eastern Auckland at the Scarbro Tennis Centre.
Great drive volley by Viv there. Well, Viv will definitely be hoping the pandemic ceases, because I think she'll be going to Australia for the Australian Open Juniors.
Yeah.
Main draw, she'll definitely be qualifying.
I think she's ranked around 300 at the moment in the ITF Junior rankings.
Yeah. She'll definitely be, after the drop-off, playing qualies.
Serving at 40-30 here. This time she opted to go down the tee and being quite successful serving out wide with those wide serves. But second serve here.
That's such good tennis when she steps inside that baseline. Again, as you see there, she doesn't need to hit the ball huge. She's inside there. She steals her opponent's time and
takes the opening game of the second set. Does Vivian Yang, having won the first set 7-6. A very good win over Jade Lewis, the top seed in the semi-finals, 6-4, 6-1, and really polished second set. Break back over on.
Oh no!
In fact, is it the match? I think it is. I think Isaac Beecroft has beaten Alex Timcharov in the end.
There's a screaming passing shot.
Yes, we've just seen a passing shot of a fully fledged topspin backhand, so she can do it.
Yeah.
Indeed. Sarah Wardenburg. Let's see it again. Wow. Just ripped it down the line.
Looked like Daniel Medvedev. It was incredible. Yeah, like I was saying, in the warm-up, she has really nice fluid strokes. Maybe she just opts to. It's the way she's won a lot of matches, and she doesn't want to. She doesn't want to change.
So the men's final to follow a little bit later on. There may be a gap depending on how long this match goes, because I'm sure Isaac Beecroft will want a little bit of a breather before he takes on Ajit Rai, the top seed. Sarah Wardenburg serving at love one. Oh, right on the line, and Wardenburg's thinking it was wide, but called good.
Tell you what, Isaac is the new tennis player to join the vegetarian / well.
After Marcus Daniel?
Yeah.
Yourself?
No. He's actually a vegan, to be fair.
Yeah, he is actually. No, he's not vegan.
No, Isaac is.
Oh, Isaac's vegan, whereas Marcus is vegetarian.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't worry, he gave me the absolute death stare when I ordered a steak at Davis Cup, which was a 20-minute lecture. He's probably right. I think.
And this Marcus.
Yeah, Marcus.
Yeah, the man from the wasn't he from a dairy beef farm down in Masterton?
Yeah. Nah, it was all in good spirit. He's a good guy, Marcus. He'll be kicking off his campaign next week with
Philip Oswald, the Austrian and
Roland Garros. Big serving Austrian. Great return by Viv.
It's just long. Yeah, it's interesting. Adam Sitek, who is playing with a Slovenian guy, I think. They are one out.
Igor Zeleny.
Yeah, Igor Zeleny, one out of getting into Roland Garros. So they're the first alternate, so there's a good chance they'll get in.
Yeah. I hate to say it, but you know, we saw what happened to Benoit at the US. Good hustle by Viv there.
Well, that's right. I mean, there's always a good chance, isn't there? That so Wardenburg here. Serving the pressure in this game. Couple of unforced errors from her.
I think that's double break point here.
So it's 15-40. Yeah. Scoring just a little bit slow to catch up.
Great return.
And she's got her too. Terrific from Vivian Yang, who really from the start of that tie break has stepped it up. And it's in fact, the scoring's gone all wonkers here.
I think we're at 30-40
Apologies.
here.
Yeah, so it's 30-40. So we'll just get that corrected. We'll talk to the scorers about just correcting the score. And in a moment, we'll do that.
Good kick serve though by Sarah there. Kind of got away from Viv, and she got away with one there.
Yeah, so she's got back to deuce. Second game of the...
No, I think that's it.
Oh, that's it, sorry.
That's
yes,
the break.
No, it is the break of serve, so it's 2-love.
Right, we're making a bit of a mash of
Right,
this here, man.
we are making a mash of it, but we'll get there. There we go. That's been corrected. Thank you, scorers. 2-love now. Vivian Yang has the early ascendancy in the second set. Can she consolidate?
Great shot. That's the margin Viv needs to play with. Again, she doesn't need to play close to the line because she knows when she drives that ball, she's going to get a short one back.
Time she tried the topspin return, did Sarah Wardenburg, and made a complete hash of it. So Vivian Yang moves to 30-15. Looking to hold serve here for a 3-love lead and miss the second set.
I think she's really, it was about the start of that tie break, I think she settled a bit, Matt, and she started to understand what she had to do. I felt she was a bit all over the place early on, a little bit surprised from the tactics. I think she's really settled into it now.
So she's serving at 40-15. And puts it away to hold for 3-love. Looking for the scores from the actual scores I can give you from that second semi-final in the men's. It was a pretty tight match. And in the end, Isaac Beecroft won through to the final 6-1. 4-6, 6-4 over Alex Klincharov to the 4th seed, beating the 3rd seed. What do you think of that matchup? I mean, ordinarily, I guess if Isaac wasn't going to be quite as fatigued as he no doubt will be, would you give him a chance against Ajit?
Yeah, I think he's beaten Ajit before and
beat him in the Premier League, didn't he?
No, he didn't.
No?
Ajit pulled out in the Premier League, but
because he got injured.
Yeah. Well, he got sick that day, I think.
Right.
But no, I definitely give Isaac every chance. I mean, you know, I think Alex and Ajit and Finn Reynolds and all these guys, and there's not much between them all, to be honest. Mind you, Ajit has definitely had the better international results. Futures level, obviously, a year and a bit ago now, or maybe more, I'm not too sure, and got his ranking up to 800 or whatever it was. But yeah, so it'll be an interesting encounter. I saw Ajit play a bit this morning. It looked like he was playing pretty well. So who knows? But again, it's just great matches for these guys. Anytime they get on court in a competitive situation, and when the world's like it is, count themselves pretty lucky.
So it's 15 love. Really, you'd think Sarah Wardenburg has to hold in this game, having can't afford to go down a double break in the second set. But Vivian Yang has different intentions. Clearly, incredibly positive, aggressive on that point. She'd like to make no mistake. She doesn't want to be involved in a 3-set thriller. She wants to get the job done as quickly as possible.
I'm getting corrections, Matt. I'm having George Stoop message me and confirming that Ajit was sick in the Premier League, not injured. And,
thanks for listening, George.
Yep, cheers, George.
It's just long from Vivian Yang, and it's 30-15.
Again, I still feel like it's the right intention. She's going after that second serve. She's imposing herself on the second serve return, just like she did against Jade Lewis. It paid dividends.
Double fault. Loose service points here from Sarah Wardenburg. That's long. So they're back at deuce now. Key game. Critical game here for the 22-year-old Wardenburg out of LSU in Fort Lauderdale. Back here, having completed her sports management psychology degree from NSU, I should say, Fort Lauderdale. And LSU, where Mike Venus went.
Yeah, LSU's where Mike Venus went. He transferred there after his freshman year from Texas.
Oh, terrific lob for the break point.
Lob.
Break point chance now for Vivian Yang for a 4-love lead.
It was funny, Mike, last week, or was it this week? I think they played Skupski and Murray, and Skupski was his teammate at LSU, roommate even, I think.
Yeah.
Which is pretty funny. Both playing on the big stage now.
Is that serve good? Yeah, I think no. Called. It's called out. Yeah. We'll soon see.
Called long.
Called long. So yeah, game. There is the break of serve. And Vivian Yang now in complete control up a double break, leading by 4 games to love. Yeah, it was interesting to see Mike Venus and John Pearce play Henry Continent and Jan Leonard Struff. Now, Continent was Pearce's long-time doubles partner. They won the Australian Open together, doubles. And this coming week, Pearce and Venus play Continent again, but Fabio Fanini is the doubles partner in Hamburg. Yeah. He's a good doubles player too, actually, Fanini. When he wants to be.
Fanini's, he won the French, I think.
Doubles?
Yeah, with Simone Bilaley.
Bilaley, yeah, I think they may have.
They've definitely won a slam. Maybe, no, I think it might have been the Australian Open.
Right.
Bit of a fact check here. Yep.
And it dropped in, and it's love 15. 15 all, I should say.
They won the 2015 Australian Open. They became the first all-Italian men's pair to win a Grand Slam title in the Open era. There you go.
There you go. That's who Mike Venus plays this week in Hamburg. Yeah, I think Sarah Wardenburg too, just tiring a little bit. Wasn't it? About only about a 45-minute gap break from, if that, after her lengthy doubles match against Sarah Weekly, singles match against Sarah Weekly, the second seed. Oh, I don't think Vivian Yang needed to play that backhand, the swinging backhand.
Uh-huh.
So a swing point coming up. She dealt with that one superbly. Change up from Wardenburg, just anticipated well by Vivian Yang. Chance to get to 5-love. Second set, edging ever closer to the title. Into the open court for the winner. Terrific play again from the 15-year-old Vivian Yang as she holds serve and is now one game away from the title here at the first of the Kiwi Money tournaments. And it's time to say goodbye to Finn Tierney. Finn, thanks so much for helping out in the commentary this weekend.
No worries,
you've
mate.
got some plans this afternoon, so go and enjoy, and we'll catch up with you again soon.
Thanks, mate. Looking forward to it.
Finn Tierney, former New Zealand Davis Cup player. Well, I wouldn't say former, he played in the most recent tie. New Zealand played against Venezuela back in February. I'm sure he's going to be available next year. So 7-6-5 love. After this match, I'll pop down and have a quick chat to the winner. At this stage, barring some comeback, looks like it's going to be Vivian Yang. I know her coach Matt Alexander is looking kind of relaxed. I can see him courtside watching his charge. Oh, that's too good. Yang in full flight. Wardenburg serving to stay in the match, but having no answer at the moment. And it's a tired looking shot that from Sarah Wardenburg as Vivian Yang moves to within a couple of points of victory. Very tight first set. She had to work hard to take it to a tiebreaker to Vivian Yang. But in the second, it has been all Yang. She moves to 3 match points in the final. Brilliant backhand cross-court pass for the winner. If we see it again. Wardenburg saves the first, but there's not much movement. The legs look like they've just about run out of steam. Sarah Wardenburg into her 4th hour of tennis today. And with a wonderful forehand winner drilled down the line. Vivian Yang wins the final 7-6, 6-love over Sarah Wardenburg. Terrific title for the 15-year-old. Very competitive opening set, but the second set was one-way traffic, and Vivian Yang is deservedly the champion here in the women's final of the Kiwi Money Tournament. In a moment, I'll head down to have a quick chat to Vivian Yang courtside, so stay watching. A reminder, we'll have the men's final between Isaac Beecroft very soon and Jeet Rai once Isaac has had a bit of a break.
Well, Vivian, congratulations. You must be ecstatic. Really tough first set against Sarah, and then you got on top in the second.
Yeah, I think Sarah played really well. She played really well with her slices. It's really hard for me to attack, but I think it's good because I kept moving even though I'm so tired from all the matches over the weekends.
When you come up against a style like that, I mean, had Matt and yourself and Matt, your coach, done a bit of homework in terms of the way she played? Had you prepared for that? Because you wouldn't come across that kind of style very often out on court.
Yeah, it's pretty rare in New Zealand that she actually has like a pretty special style, like slicing. We hit it like 10 minutes before our match, and it's pretty hard. Like I found it quite hard to get used to it. Like at the start of the first set, it was really hard for me to move and to attack off her slice.
You were able to go up a break and obviously serve for it and then get broken, and then you had to serve to take it into a tiebreaker. So, you know, you were very nervous at that stage. You sort of kind of had to dig deep, didn't you? And in the end come up with a couple of great winners.
Yeah, I wasn't really nervous, I would say, because I was more like relaxed. I believe in what I'm doing. I believe in the process I'm playing. So yeah, I just honestly kept moving and just play. Like didn't really think that much.
And what have you learned from the overall weekend? Obviously, a great win over Jade in the semi-finals. Some really good performances. Do you feel you've grown a lot this weekend?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I'm really sticking to my style and starting to believe the process of being an aggressive player and needs to accept mistakes, because you're not going to play your best every day or every point. Like you're going to miss. So it's good for me to learn from the slow starts every match.
And just finally, Vivian, you've got the ITF tournament now starting this week too, so no rest, straight back into it?
Nah, maybe tomorrow actually, because the qualifying's tomorrow, but I'm really looking forward for Tuesday to keep getting up to it, keep playing like this.
Congratulations, Vivian Yang. You are the champion, the money tournament, the first of the money tournaments. All the best this week, and obviously in the coming weeks over summer.
Thank you. Thanks for no spectators. Thanks guys. Thank you. It's so lonely here because like there's no one watching. It's hard when you play a point.
From the schoolyard to the stadium, Aon has been helping Kiwis strive for sporting success on a local, regional and national level for over 20 years. We're proud to support New Zealand's sporting organisations and communities up and down the country. As New Zealand's leading insurance broker, we can also support you when it comes to your insurance, with expert advice and local service. From quote to claim management, we're with you every step of the way. Talk to your local Aon insurance broker today.